Hello there and welcome to the Bearded Peacock. It's my channel where we talk all things Leeds United, and the football is back, everybody. It's time again, it's go time. The season is upon us. It starts this weekend. We're back at Ellen Road. Leeds United are back at Ellen Road, a division lower than we were last season. Of course, we begin the 23, well, we will play the 23-24 season in the EFL Championship. Of course, relegation still hurts, doesn't it, from last season, but we've got to push on. We've got to think about this season, and it's coming thick and fast. It's here, and I must admit, transfer business hasn't been what I would have wanted, really. I'm not sure how I feel about this season, I must admit. I don't know if I'm really excited. Obviously, it's great to have it back, but I think it'll soon become clear where we're going to go once the transfer window shuts as well. I think once the transfer window shuts, we can really start to think about where we're going to go, because we know exactly what we've got for the season. At the moment, it's still all at sea, really. We're not really sure what we're going to get, who's going to go. Obviously, Fark is in. We haven't, for me, made enough signings. I know they will come before the end of the summer, but I wanted, come the 6th of August, when we kick off on Sunday, I wanted to have most of the squad in place, and obviously it hasn't happened for whatever reason. And there we go. But it's Cardiff City who we face, and it's back in the Championship, like I said, what we haven't graced, if you like, for 3 years now. And the channel itself, I started it right at the back end of the 1920 season, whether the second half of the 1920 season. So I haven't myself really been see as a channel been reporting much on the Championship. Obviously, I've followed Leeds United in the Championship for many years, as everybody watching has as well. But enough waffling then, and we'll get straight into the video. I say probably a couple of minutes in already. It's Cardiff City, like I said, that we play on Sunday at Ellen Road. I believe it is on the telly. I say that, I think it is. It must be if it's a Sunday game. The Championship itself actually kicks off on Friday night. I think it's Sheffield Wednesday against Southampton, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments there. How are you feeling about the season? Let me know in the comments there below. Now, I did say on my last video, I think it was on Monday, that I was going to potentially try and do some kind of history, sort of a look back at a historic game between our opponents. And Leeds, obviously, for the home games, the away games is going to be like a travel guide. I'm still going to keep the away games, but I think I'm going to probably just go a little bit more traditional with the home games and just do what I was doing last season, really. Maybe a little bit more structure, or maybe a little bit more focus on the opposition here, actually, is probably what I'm going to try and do. We all know what Leeds are and what current state Leeds are in. Let me know your predictions for your lineups. I'm not going to do one yet. I'm still all at sea, really. I haven't seen much of the pre-season. I don't really know how far it's going to line us up. I'll maybe introduce them as we go into the season. But yeah, focus a bit more on Cardiff. Cardiff are in absolute disarray, really, to be honest with you. Since relegation from the Premier League at the end of, I think it was the end of the 17-18 season, wasn't it? They finished 18th. Under Neil Warnock, and obviously they haven't been back since. As you know, a little bit of rivalry, isn't there, between Leeds and Cardiff, obviously stemming from that famous FA Cup game, famous win for Cardiff City at Ninian Park. They were a Division 3 side at the time, playing in what is now League One. We were at top of the Premier League, top of the Premiership at the time, and flying. Of course, they beat us 2-1. David O'Leary said we will start our FA Cup campaign and end it in Cardiff. He was being very, very cocky and very, very confident indeed. That confidence was misplaced. We lost the game 2-1. And from there, we've played them many times, Cardiff. But from there, there has been a little bit of a rivalry between the two sides. And it has to be said, at Ellen Road, Cardiff City have had the upper hand on Leeds United. We have not won We have not won on home soil against Cardiff since 2015, and Alex Mowat goal sealed a 1-0 win for Leeds. We haven't beat, I don't know how many games, there might not have been that many games. That's domestically, obviously. We absolutely trounced them in the FA Cup in January in that replay. 5-2 win, a Willie Nonto early goal. We'd enjoy that, won't we, on Sunday, everybody, won't we? We're inside the first minute. Lovely Paolo Di Canio-esque goal from of course, his countryman, Paolo Di Canio. Willie Nonto followed suit on that January evening in the replay, and we went on to batter them. Patrick Bamford even got a couple that night, didn't he? But yes, domestically in league games, Cardiff had the upper hand. Last game was a 3-3 draw, famously, really for the wrong reasons for Leeds United, led 3-0 in that game. Cardiff City came back in the second half, it was a 3-3 draw. So yeah, Cardiff then in the present day, managed by a new manager. Labucci left at the end of last season. They finished a place above the relegation zone. I think it was only 4 points above Reading in the end, and that was helped by points deductions. They were under a transfer embargo that was lifted in January of this year. It just doesn't look very good. Vincent Tan is still in charge. There has been in charge for the last 13 years, obviously controversially, changed the club's colours while they were in the Premier League from blue to red home shirts. Don't think it went down very well with the Cardiff City fans. Any Cardiff fans watching, let me know. How are you feeling about your club? How are you feeling about the season ahead? Because obviously it was a disappointing one last time out, and just a mess. A lot of managerial kind of changes. Few real managers come in that didn't really work. Labucci kept them up, but obviously didn't want to stay. I don't know whether he got sacked or not, but it is the Turkish manager, Erol Bulut, that has come in to take charge for the 23-24 season. And him himself loves the 4-2-3-1, as many managers do at the moment. His former team, now don't get me to pronounce it again. I've forgotten. Begins with G, doesn't it? Forgive me, I have forgotten the name of that team. But he was in charge for their last season. He did get sacked in January. The team subsequently got relegated at the end from the Turkish Super League, from the first division at the end of the season. He has now taken charge of Cardiff. It's his first job outside of Turkey. He has managed Fenerbahce before in Turkey as well. I just don't see this going very well, if I'm being perfectly honest. And they have signed some decent looking players. One, of course, the most recently, I think, was either yesterday or it might have even been today of recording, and that was Josh Bowler on loan from Nottingham Forest. Decent enough signing, former Blackpool player. Can he cook in Cardiff? I don't know. Let me know, any Cardiff fans, how you're feeling about the current state of your squad. For me, and looking at them last season, in that away game, home game for them, that original FA Cup tie, they did play well. They were minutes away from a win. They were 2-0 up, of course, in that game, and Philogene, wasn't it? But he was on loan from Aston Villa. He doesn't play for them anymore. I mean, Ojo looked good. He'll probably be a threat down the wings, won't he, for Cardiff at Ellen Road on Sunday. But just generally, I just don't really see a way where we don't win this match. I think Leeds will be up for it, as Cardiff will be up for it. But I just think the Ellen Road atmosphere, it's gone from last season. It's brand new now. We're back in it. First game of the season. We're going to be buzzing. The Ellen Road crowd is going to be buzzing. There's a couple of new lads obviously in there that will be tasting it for the very first time, and I just think we're going to have too much. I don't see the squad, the team really changing that much from the team that beat them at Ellen Road in January in the FA Cup. yeah, Cardiff. Uh, I know this might come back to haunt me, but I think we wiped the floor with them on Sunday. I really do, and that's not me being overconfident because it's a championship. We came from the Premier League, and I know how tough the championship is. We all do, but I just think Cardiff just I just don't think they'll cause us many problems, and I just think with our attacking options that we have, I know Bamford and Rutter are supposedly going to be injured for this one. Just the forward line of Sinisterra, Somerville, I imagine those guys will stay or at least be there for this game. Nonto as well will still be there. James, Gelhart maybe comes in to play a part. I just generally think we're just too much attack wise. I just think we'll just have too much for them. I think they are suffering from a few injuries themselves as well. Um, but yeah, I kind of like the business that Cardiff have done. Obviously Aaron Ramsey coming back into to his boyhood club. He'll have a point of proving he'll relish the season in the Championship and this game at Ellen Road, as many away visiting players do. They want to get up for a game against Leeds. It's a big game, and like I said, the rivalry there, he'll be aware of that rivalry being a Cardiff boy. I like the acquisitions of Avram Grant as well. There is Callum Robinson playing for Cardiff as well. On his day, can be a good player. They've got the makings of a good squad, but I just don't see it working. I really don't. I see another maybe a mid-table finish for Cardiff. I just can't see where they do well. To be honest with you. And I think on Sunday, like I said, the crowd will play a big part, but I just think Leeds be chomping at the bit. They'll be wanting to put things right from the very start under the new management of Daniel Farke, who knows what he's doing, obviously knows the way around the Championship. Obviously, I just feel like we're going to have a confidence boosting first win of the season. Let me know your thoughts in the comments there below. Like I said, first game of the season, it's a little bit of a messy preview really. As the season goes on, it's always hard to do a first game, isn't it? Everybody's buzzing. We don't quite know, both teams under new management. We don't really know how they're going to line up with our new. You could take a punt at it and have a look at it, but really don't know. And Cardiff, new players, and again, having been away from the Championship for a few years, it's kind of obviously I've kept an eye on it, but it's difficult to know, you know, what at the start of the season, completely new league for us for 3 years now. It's difficult to know how it's going to all go down. So let me know your comments and your thoughts on this one in the section there below. Remember to like the video, subscribe to the channel. Like I said, I will keep having thought about it, we'll try and keep the previews a little bit more traditional, if you like, particularly the home games. But yeah, let me know what your thoughts are. Are you excited for the new season? Are you a little bit nervous? All that kind of thing. Thanks very much for watching anyway. March on together. I'll see you on the next one. Let's hope for 3 points. Come on, Leeds.